How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Fate Stay Night Remastered, where we just got talking with Kotomine in quite the interesting environment. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting any of that, but I guess all of you guys were really looking forward to that scene. I guess that's a very iconic moment where Kotomine is just jumping into something that we got described to us as like hellish food. It's going to hurt. And Kotomine is going in for seconds and even thirds. And yet he still offered to Shirou once they were done exchanging information. And some of that information was the fact that, Kotomine was a part of this war. He had Lancer as his servant. And now he's gone. And there's a whole lot to really question all of that from Shirou's side, but I'm sure it hasn't hit him, right now. The fact that Lancer, tried to kill him twice. And, there's a whole lot going on there. But also, we have a temporary truce yet again with Rin. Now, I think we're going to go and find Ilya. I don't know if we're going to get kidnapped this time. We'll have to see. By the time I leave the Chinese restaurant, it's nearly 4 p.m. I don't have any shopping to do, so I can just go home. Well, hold on now. Hold on. Oh, what's going on here? Still, I can't ignore what Kotomine said. Castor is still alive. Accordingly, people are still falling into comas. And on top of that, are we trapped in our head here? Are we just in, deep thought that we're not hearing maybe something being yelled at us? I'm surprised how well I took the news that Kotomine was a master all along. Now that I think about it, we've been at odds with each other from the moment we met. Maybe somewhere in my mind, no, on an even more primal level, I sensed that we would clash with each other. As we just... Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, we are in deep thought here. Anyway, even Kotomine lost his servant, and I know he wouldn't be careless. There are 3 masters left. The Master of Assassin, who was lurking at Ryoto Temple, Archer's Master, Tosaka, and there she is. Berserker's Master, the little girl in front of me. Oh, I did notice something ringing in my ears for a while. Sorry, there's a lot going on here. Truthfully, I would have chosen for us to go to the park instead of visiting with Kotomine. I didn't even know we'd be visiting with Kotomine. Ah, right. We had an unsaid agreement to meet again at the park this afternoon. I can't believe I forgot, even if Kotomine needed to talk to me. Ilya glares at me grumpily. What should I do? I missed her appointment and made her wait. Of course she would be upset. She won't forgive me unless I show her how sincerely sorry I am. There we go. So I'll invite her over as a guest. I was thinking that. Do what she wants to make up. No. Hold on now. Convince her to let it slide. No. I feel like if we give her too much of a choice here, things are going to go wrong. And this will just piss her off. I think we need to invite her over as a guest. Oh, I know. She might be feeling down because I made her wait, but I still have a chance to cheer her up.
Ilya, 提案がある。
何よ、簡単な言葉じゃ聞かないわよ。
だから言葉じゃなくて態度で謝罪する。イリア、今からうちに来ないか。 それなら温かいお茶とお菓子をご馳走できるんだけど。
うちって白のうち？
Yeah, that's typically what that means.
他にないだろ。今なら誰もいな。あ、いや、セイバーはいるけど、絶対にイリアを襲わせない。
I mean, she probably will, but we'll have to stop her.
たまにはゆっくりお茶飲むのもいいんじゃないか。
うん。確かにちょっといいかもしれない。けど、白のうちにお邪魔していいのかな？
いいも悪いもない。それにほら、この前はイリアの城を見せてもらったし、今度はこっちの番だって言っただろ。
うん。そうだね。そう言った。
Ilya mutters as if persuading herself. Then she looks at me again.
私、白のうちに行っていいのかな？私は、白とキリツグを殺しに来たのよ。
I think if we continue to show that...
白のうちに上がっていいの？
I think if we continue to show that we aren't a threat, we aren't somebody that wants to be at odds with her, it'll be fine. Like, I'm pretty sure that those above in her family are the ones that told her, all right, you have to kill Kiritsugu and his adopted son, especially for what Kiritsugu did in the previous wars. So I do think that if we show that we're different, you know, we're not Kiritsugu, we're our own person, we're a better person, then maybe she won't be as hostile towards us. She asks me in an emotionless voice. I can't possibly know the significance of her words. This Einsburn girl came here to kill my old man. It's the reason she's been after my life, too. I've known that for a while now. Kiritsugu betrayed the Einsburns. Then he threw everything away to live out his days in this town. Until I became a master, I had no inkling of the sacrifices he made. I doubt that Ilya can forgive Kiritsugu, and she probably sincerely means to kill me. But regardless, no, especially because of that, I think I should invite this girl to the Emiya house.
今はマスターも何も関係ない。俺はイリアに遊びに来てほしいだけだ。
I give Ilya a straight answer. She stops breathing for a second, looking shocked. She gives me a buoyant smile and hugs my arm. Oh, this'll go well. This can only go swimmingly.
ちょっとだけ待っててくれ、イリア。セイバーに話をつけてくれ。
I roll up my sleeves and stare at the front door. No, we'll need it. We'll need all the luck we can. Ilya cheers me on with a wave. Here goes nothing. With encouragement like that, I need to do whatever it takes to convince Saber to approve this visit. No, I'm sure we'll be okay. And we're not okay. And she shoots me down within 1 second.
いや、気持ちはわかる。セイバーの言いたいことはちゃんとわかってる。マスターを、しかもバーサーカーのマスターを自分の陣地にあげるなんて自殺行為だって言うんだろ。わかってる。そのあたりはちゃんとわかってるんだ。けど、
いいえ、シロはわかっていません。相手はあのイリアスフィールですよ。彼女ほどのマスターなら、この屋敷の欠点などいくらでも看破できますし、結界を壊すことさえ容易でしょう。にもかかわらず、シロを自ら招き入れる。
Yeah,
心中の虫どころの話ではない。
she does have a point
あなたは自ら
here.
毒薬を飲もうとしているのです。
She's totally right.
いや、イリアは何もしないって約束したんだ。それにバーサーカーだって連れてないし、日が落ちるまでは戦わないって。今のイリアはただの女の子なんだから、そこまで目くじら立てることはないと思う。
性別など関係ありません。だいたいシロは私に隠れてイリアスフィールと何をしていたのですか。あなたは彼女に殺されかかったのですよ。だというのに気にかけるなど、人がいいというよりバカですか、あなたは。
けど話してみるとイリアだっていいやつだぞ。あの子は善悪をまだ知らないだけで。
There's not a lot of confidence in his speech
教えて
here.
あげればだな。
Like, you can kind of tell there's not a whole lot of confidence here.
甘い。アインツベルンのマスターの言葉を信じるというのですか、シローは。かの一族は聖杯を手に入れるためだけに存在するもの。約束など何事もなかったかのように破り捨てるに決まっています。
そんなことない。今のは言い過ぎだぞ、セイバー。イリアはイリアだ。アインツベルンがどんな奴らかは知らないが、一緒にして考えるな。
But she literally is one of them.
確かにその通りでした。シローの発言は正しい。
セイバ
ー。まあ、あんな小声で主張されても説得力はありませんでした。
Yeah, honestly. No, he was definitely struggling, to say the least. And it's because of how angry she was. Is that so wrong of me?
いいです。わかりました。今のままでは令状を使われかねませんから。シローが信じたイリアスフィールを私も信じるとしましょう。
セイバー。
ですが私は会いませんからね。イリアスフィールと対峙して私が冷静でいられるとは限りませんし、イリアスフィールとて私を前にしては身構えるでしょう。
ああ、そうだな。けど、それじゃあセイバーはどうするんだ？
以前使っていた客まで待機しています。万が一の時は駆けつけますから心配なさらずに。
すまない、セイバー。でもこれは分
かっています。あなたにキリツグと聖杯戦争の関係を話したのは私だ。ならばこうなることも覚悟しておくべきだったのです。
Saber sighs, excuse me, Saber sighs and goes off to the guest room. I kind of feel bad, you know? That makes sense. Saber was Kiritsugu's servant last time. I wouldn't be surprised if she realized Ilya's relationship to Kiritsugu. Alright, well, come on in.
お邪魔します。って、ここがシローのお家なんだ。
Yeah, it's a pretty chill place. Ilya enters the house timidly despite her spirited greeting.
じゃあ、まずお茶にしよう。今に案内するからついてきてくれ。
はーい。あ、板張りの廊下だね。聞いてた通り、日本の建物だ。
Heard. Ilya gawks in every direction while she walks. Well, it must be a pretty unusual sight for her since she lives in a castle. Like, did she hear that it's a Japanese building because that's what she was told? Or this is just how a Japanese building is like?
苦かったら薄めるんで言ってくれ。
I hold out a second cup of hot water. I used the best green tea I have, so there shouldn't be any complaints about the flavor. It's just a matter of whether she prefers bitter or sweet tea.
ありがとう、シロ。
Ilya sits down properly and takes a nervous sip of the tea. Ilya freezes. Figures. I went out of my way, but maybe I should have just, you know, made her milk tea or something.
ごめん、苦かっただろ。入れ直すから無理しなくていいぞ。
そんなことないよ。結構なお手前でした。
Ilya bows and compliments me in the traditional manner. I wonder where she learned to do that. Then, little by little, she starts sipping the tea. I won't stop her if that's what she wants. Along with the tea, I present a collection of well-regarded Japanese sweets that we always have with tea. Once tea time is over, Ilya wants to explore the house.
いいけど、別に面白いことなんてないぞ。
いいの。ただ見たいだけなんだから。魔術的な価値がないのは入った時に分かったし、シロは案内してくれるだけでいいよ。
And so, I take Ilya on a walking tour of my house, while she gives running commentary. I don't know if we really want to show her, like, everything there is to the
思ったより
house.
狭いんだね。回廊のくせに片っぽはガラスだし、これじゃあ襲われた時に困るよ。
For instance,
これがシロの部屋？嘘よ。
For instance.
ここが庭？日本の魔術師は大変ね。こんな猫の額ぐらいのガーデンじゃ何も育てられないじゃない。
For instance.
知ってる。ここ道場って言うんでしょ。おじいさまが言ってたもの。連中は裸足で切り合う野蛮人だって。
I don't know about savages, but okay. For instance.
いや、物置の中なんて見たくない。
Oh my
そう
god.
いうところは使用人に任せておけばいいんだから。
Come on. Shirou's shed is a very, very special place. For instance. She sure has a lot to say about it all. Good and bad. Still, it looks like she's having fun.
ねえ、次はまだあっちの方行ってないよ。早く行こうしろ。
She hurries me along.
はいはい。じゃあ次は裏側な。ここ数年使ってないから汚れてるけど気にしないでくれ。
Ilya runs down the hallway shouting excitedly. Damn, though. I don't know why she's so happy to be here, but that alone makes it worth the trouble. But, in the middle of it, Ilya settles down and she just looks through the rooms. Well, maybe she's tired. Ilya goes through the rest of the house without saying a word. I give her the remainder of the tour, and then we're back in the living room.
これで終わり。離れもあるんだけど、そっちは勘弁な。今はセイバーが寝てるから。
From behind, she looks dispirited.
そっか。これで全部なんだ。
エリア？どうした？疲れたのか？
うん。ちょっと疲れちゃった。だって、誰もいないんだもん。
Wait, what do you mean there's no one here? When she turns to look at me, she looks like a little girl her age. She's just Ilya, not a master.
私、復讐に来たのに、その相手がもういないのって、悲
Well,
しいね。
the one that you were looking to kill, other than Shirou, he kind of died, I don't want to say like a pitiful death, but like he pretty much lived the next 5 years after that war, kind of just taking it easy compared to the war that he just participated in and kind of, you know, did what he did. She murmurs to herself, silent tears fall down her cheeks.
あれ、おかしいな。私泣いてるみたい。怖いことも悲しいこともなかったのに。
Ilya looks sincerely puzzled. And there's a reason, of course. The person she resented for years isn't here in this house. She came here with only vengeance and murder on her mind and missed her chance to achieve closure. Eliasfeld von Einsburn. And she has her reasons for wanting to kill me and Kiritsugu. And that would be...
行こう、シロ。そろそろ帰らないと日が暮れちゃう。
Yes, please.
夜になる前に別れないと戦いになっちゃうよ。
Ilya states that fact with a smile. What should I say to that?
あ、そうだな。じゃあ公園まで送っていこうか。
シロ、ちゃんとレディーの扱い方分かってるじゃない。
Yeah, and that'll get us killed someday. Her smile is so innocent. Ilya runs to the front door like nothing happened, her silver hair swaying. It pretty much can get us killed, if it hasn't already in the past. And that's the third time I said farewell to her. My footsteps feel heavy on the way home. I take my time as if walking through the familiar town and streets for the first time. So I guess by being able to, like, show her that there's really no reason to push so hard to go after Shirou and Kiritsugu, who is long gone, there's no reason for her to kidnap him the way that she did back in the Fate route. I have a lot to think about, and I've been made to realize how important Ilya is to me.
おやし、俺はイリアを。
Fight each other as masters? Or should I convince Ilya to quit this war?
とりわけマキリとアインツベルンの執念は深い。奴らの祈願は500年と1000年だ。
You know, I do have to say, based on what we saw at Akodomine in the last episode, I wouldn't be surprised if like this wasn't like a flashback, you know, looking back on our memories to, you know, just, you know, listen to this line again. But if he just appeared right behind us, smiling friends like. And that's what Kodamine said. Is there a way to pull Ilya away from people who have been after the Holy Grail for such a long time? No. Before even that. Right now, I don't know how to set her free from her desire for vengeance. She kind of has to go about that herself, honestly. I return to the Emiya house. The sunset bathes the town in twilight.
よし、気を取り直していかないと。
I clap my cheeks to clear my mind. I have to deal with Ilya and Shinji eventually, but the top priority now is stopping Caster from attacking any more people. Oh, there's gonna be a new enemy afoot as well, by the way, one that we already took down, but we'll have to do it again. I won't let the tragedy of 10 years ago repeat itself. That's why I decided to be a master and fight with Saber. I wonder what we're gonna do for our patrol tonight. Sakura's shoes are at the entrance. Given the time, she must be back from club practice. I mean, I knew she was eventually gonna be
ただい
here.
まってなんだ、さくら寝ちゃってるじゃないか。
I find Sakura asleep in the living room. She must be tired from her club activities. She's slumped over the table, or rather lying nearly supine on the tatami floor. She must be exhausted.
だよな。風邪気味だっていうのに学校と部活。おまけにうちの手伝いだもんな。さくら、頑張りすぎだ。
Honestly, high schoolers, they have a lot of energy. They can accomplish so much compared to adults, I feel. I cross the living room, taking care not to wake her up. Then, I bring a blanket from a bedroom.
ほら、毛布もかけないで寝たらまた風邪ひくぞ。
I gently drape it over her, so as not to disturb her. And Sakura looks up dreamily at me, as if she isn't quite here. Something's different about her. It's like she isn't the Sakura I know who laughs and helps me in the kitchen while wearing an apron. There's something almost erotic about her that I've never seen.
さくら、毛布持ってきたけど。
I made excuses, failing utterly to hide how bothered I am. Suddenly, yo, something white coils smoothly around my neck. Okay, Sakura, I guess, you know, I guess you have a lot more confidence than Shirou in a lot of ways. She is close enough to me that I can feel her breathing. Her fingers caress my neck, and her feminine body fills my vision, meeting no resistance. Okay, but what if she, like, bites our neck?
さくら、ちょっと。
Actually, you know, us having a dream about vampires and then, like, that conversation we had with Kodamine about, like, the blood draining deal, that is, there's gotta be a connection there, right? I can't breathe properly nor form a sentence. Sakura isn't fully awake. Her drowsy, almost intoxicated gaze is proof enough. So I should put a stop to this right now and pull away from her. Nah, I wouldn't. I can't take my eyes off her body. I watch the way her hair flows down her neck. I'm drawn in by the yearning gasps escaping her lips, by her bosom straining against her shirt. She went and grew it before I knew it, and now she's right in front of me, and it's a dizzying sight. The hands around my neck grow a little firmer. Her face draws close. My will to resist slips away, captivated by those charming lips. My rational mind skids to a halt. Everything I forbid myself from thinking or noticing, all that boring, useless common sense crumbles away.
さくら。
My heart pounds a thunderous rhythm. The beat is so palpable, it's almost painful. I can't think anymore. I'll just... What's gonna happen? Oh,
シロ、帰ってきたのですか？
yeah, great timing, Saber. Wonderful timing.
うわっ
I leap into the air. With speed and agility unlike anything I've ever achieved before, I stick the landing on the table.
素晴らしい動きです。しかしシロ、 テーブルの上に乗るのはどうかと思うのですが。
そうだな。ちょっと気が動転してた。
And what insane impulse it was. I sheepishly get down from the table. As for Sakura, yeah, she's the sleepish one. The arms she had around me are splayed out on the floor, and she's fast asleep again.
シロ、顔が真っ赤ですが、何かあったのですか？視線も落ち着かないようですし、気にかかることでも。
Now we're alright.
別に何でもない。それより道場に場所を変えよう。さくらを寝かせといてやりたいし、夕飯まで手合わせしたい。
いい心がけです、シロ。昨日の休息で私の体調も万全ですし、今夜の戦いに備えるとしましょうか。
Saber goes off to the dojo without questioning my suspicious behavior. Anyway, I'm safe for now. Saber may not have noticed, but I'm glad that the situation didn't go on any further, because I could not have resisted on my own. That is, if I had laid a hand on Sakura while she was half asleep, the guilt would drive me to kill myself right here, seriously. You're a good man, Shirou. You're a good man.
けど先輩、稽古もいいですけど、ほどほどにしないとダメです。突き指でも大変なのに、指の骨が折れかかるなんて普通じゃないと思います。
さくら、もうちょっとゆっくり包帯巻いてくれ。頼む。
痛いのは当たり前です。こんな怪我してるのに放っておいたら腫れるに決まってるじゃないですか。これも天罰と思って諦めてください。
Sakura tapes my middle finger tightly. She does it skillfully. She probably sees a lot of sprained fingers in the Kyoto Club. Still, she could be gentler about it.
それに、セーバーさんもセーバーさんです。先輩より上手なら、もう少しやりようがあるんじゃないですか？先輩、体のところどころが腫れ上がってて、これじゃお風呂にも入れません。
I mean, he can take a bath, it's gonna hurt.
さくら、言葉を返しますが、それはシローが望んだことです。私はシローの要求に応えたに過ぎない。それに今夜の怪我はシローにも責任がある。自分から手合わせを願ったというのに、集中力が全くなかったのですから。
Saber looks at me displeased. I don't have any excuse for that.
先輩、気分でも悪かったんですか？
It was a pretty wild evening.
その不確かな気持ちのまま道場に入るなんて先輩らしくないですよね。
Really, the whole afternoon was pretty crazy.
全くです。一体何に気を取られていたのですか、シローは。竹刀を握っても見ているのは食うばかりで、気迫が全く感じられなかった。
いや、それはその。
Sakura was on my mind, but I obviously can't say that. The memory alone is enough to speed up my heart.
先輩、まだ痛いところがあるんですか？
Worried, Sakura leans in slightly.
いや、もう大丈夫だ。食いすぎで胃がもたれただけだから、お茶でも入れてくれれば助かる。
I splutter and back away from Sakura.
そうですね。それじゃあ、食後のお茶入れてきます。
Sakura stands up to go to the kitchen counter. That almost gave me a heart attack. The sight of her sleeping in the living room is still burned into my memory, so having her come so close makes me really self-conscious.
セイバーさん、お茶でいいですか？
はい。ぬるめでお願いします。
Sakura briskly makes us tea. I should be used to seeing her from behind, but for some reason, it feels so fresh. God damn it. First that dream with Rin, and now this moment with Sakura. Damn it, where is my mind going? Saber's right. I've been acting off for a while. Just seeing Sakura is enough to remind me of her sleeping form earlier and those soft lips. Damn, I'm pathetic. She's precious family to me, and someone who looks up to me. Why am I seeing her this way now? Shit. I know damn well why. Sakura is pretty. I've noticed that for a long time. But even knowing that, I've tried to interact with her and her alone as her senpai. I like Sakura. Before I knew it, I started taking her presence for granted. It gave me comfort. Not in a romantic sense, mind you. I've never wanted to be physically intimate with her. I know she's a girl, but I wasn't conscious of her as a member of the opposite sex. Except, it isn't because I don't think she is, but rather I was just trying not to see her that way.
先輩どうぞお茶入りました
You're all good,
Thank you.
Shirou.
Sakura.
I think people kind of like subconsciously do that
先輩の夕
anyways.
食ご苦労様でした
Like in a lot of platonic relationships, it's really not about, you know, your gender or sex or whatever. It's just like you're that person and you might be pretty important or just a cool acquaintance or whatever your role is, and that is pretty much it. Nothing else is really considered. Sakura smiles happily. Just that is enough to cheer me up. It seems like she really enjoyed the pork meatballs with grilled vegetables that I made for dinner. Sakura sets down Saber's cup of tea and then returns to her seat at the table. Saber accepts the green tea, looking content to have tea after dinner.
いただきます。しかしタイガはどうしたのでしょうね。ここのところ彼女の姿はあまり見ませんが。
なあ、藤姉ならさっき連絡があって今夜は来れないって。詳しくは聞けなかったけど病院を回るとかなんとか言ってた。
そうですか。タイガはシローのくせに詳しいですから、もう少し話が聞きたかったのですが、仕方ありません。シローの強化は次の機会にするとしましょう。
もしかして昨日と今日の稽古はまだ序の口だったのかな。
I mean, you're not gonna like jump up from a beginner rank anytime soon.
当然です。今までの鍛錬は単に今のシローができることを体で知ってもらっただけですから。シローの特性を生かした生存方法を考慮するのはこれからです。
そうか、ハードっぽいなそれ。
厳しいというのであれば厳しいですが、そもそも今までの鍛錬は準備運動に過ぎません。
うわ。
Really? I don't know whether or not to be grateful to Fujine for not coming over tonight.
何ですか今のため息は。シロー、これはあなたのためになることであって。さくら。
Saber looks at Sakura. What's wrong with her? I follow her gaze. Oh no. What's wrong with her? Why are we having this problem again? Sakura's breathing is labored.
さくら。
I rush over and grab her by the shoulders.
先輩何でしょうか
バカ、なんでしょうかじゃないだろう。お前、また俺たちに黙って無理よ。
Actually, she isn't. Sakura's shoulders aren't warm. She doesn't look tired. She just stares up at me confused.
あれ今、さくらが苦しそうにしてたから。
You know what? I want to say that the way that she's been feeling, how off she's been, she hasn't been like fully sick, supposedly, but it seems like she's reacting horribly to something. And that is on a daily basis, or at least it seems like it. I want to say that has something to do with Shinji and whatever the hell we saw in that interlude in the end of the last episode.
いえ違いますよ私ちょっと寝ちゃってただけです
She chuckles sheepishly.
脅かすな。昨日の今日なんだ。風がぶり返したと思っただろ。
Yeah, I thought we were going 3 days in a row here.
すみません今日は一日中眠くて気を抜くとまぶたが落ちちゃうんです。
そっか。まあ夕方も寝てたしな。疲れてるならもう休んでいいんだぞ。後片付けは俺がやっとくから。
そうですね。それじゃあお言葉に甘えて先に失礼させてもらいます。
Sakura gives me a slight bow of thanks and leaves the living room. She looks steady on her feet, so maybe she really just didn't get enough sleep last night. I mean, it's hard to say. We could actually be overthinking it, and I wouldn't be surprised if, like, the game was set up in a way to make you overthink things. The moon wanes. A strong wind brings clouds that cover its pale brilliance. Time to go patrolling. I step outside quietly to let Sakura rest. It's 10 p.m. We're starting our patrol early to make up for yesterday. After we beat Caster, I got complacent, and that led to more innocent casualties. And if she's alive, or if she is still alive, and going after more civilians, then I need to settle this for good tonight. We're going back to the temple then. Oh boy. What are we gonna find up there? We go down the hill and arrive at the intersection. The question is where to go from here.
シロ、サーバントの気配です。
それ近いのか、セイバー。
距離的には問題ありません。シロの足を考慮しても全力で追跡すれば5分ほどで追いつけます。マスター、指示を。
I'm assuming this is probably Ryder. Saber's asking me whether we should pursue or observe the enemy. I don't even need to think about it.
行くぞ。先導してくれ、セイバー。
Saber starts running. It looks like she's headed east toward the big bridge connecting Miyama and Shinto. The instant I step foot into the park, I'm assailed by a nauseating aura. The air feels tainted. A rotting odor reaches my nostrils. Just being here is enough to turn my stomach. Light dizziness and a discomfort in my throat tears at my consciousness.
シロ、あれを。
I fight down the nausea and look across the park. There I see... Oh.
エミヤ君？
Oh. Well, damn. Alright. What up, gang? Tosaka and Archer. Their backs to us and... Oh, boy. That old man, Zoken Mato. And one look is enough to understand the situation. Tosaka and Zoken are fighting. Dozens of small indistinct things are scattered at Tosaka's feet. Several times their number surround Archer. Zoken must be using some kind of magecraft to attack them.
Oh, 誰かと思えばセーバーのマスターか。いやはやこれはしたり。助っ人を用意しておくとは当社家の娘にしては頭が回る。
そんなわけないでしょ。あんたを押さえつけて白状させるのなんて私とアーチャーだけで十分よ。あそこにいるのはただの観客。私とは関係ないんだから。
Tosaka stays focused on Zoken, not paying us a second thought. Or so I expected.
あんた何やってんのよ。こんな時にやってくるなんて死にたいの。
She hisses a fresh round of complaints at me.
シロ。
分かってる。今は遠坂たちと争ってる場合じゃない。
I feel danger from the old man just as Tosaka won't take her eyes off him. And he's a monster that lives off human blood. A descendant of the Mikaris, trying to acquire the Holy Grail, and the person who made Shinji into a master. I can't just stand aside and let this fight play out.
隠しておきたかったが仕方あるまい。わしとてサーバントを2体敵に回しては生き残れんからの。
The cane in his hand rings out. With a thud, he plants his arcane-looking cane onto the brick ground. Oh. Hello. And instantly something that should be dead appears to defend the old man.
キャスター。くそ。本当にまだ残っていやがったのか。
But something's very off here, isn't there?
シロ、下がって。あれはキャスターですが、キャスターではありません。外装能力はそのままですが、意志である魂を感じない。あれは、キャスターの死骸を別のもので補っただけの模造品です。
Interesting. Saber steps forward, an invisible sword at the ready.
ほう、さすがはセーバー。一目でわしのからくりを見抜きおったが。いやはや、これでは信じ程度のライダーがかなわんのも道理。
I mean, there's a lot of reasons why those two didn't really stand a
キャ
chance.
スターもなすすべなくお主に敗れたように、そこのアーチャーとてお主の敵ではあるまい。
向上はそれだけか。我らを測った罪だけではない。敵同士とはいえ、キャスターとてサーバントに選ばれた英霊だ。その亡骸をもてあそぶからには、相応の覚悟があるのだろうな。
Yeah, I'm down for us to kill this guy now, by the way.
さて、わしは使われなくなったものを拾っただけよ。 それを下道というのなら構わんがな、セイバー。それではお主の行く末はその下道にも劣ってしまうぞ。何しろその身は最高のサーバント。ならばこのようなムクロよりお主を屈服させるが最上じゃ。その体を我が虫どもに食わせ、そこなムクロと同じ命運をたどらせよ。
Well, that all sounds lovely, but I think she'll
貴
pass.
様、
何を憤る。所詮サーバントなど主の道具、どのように刺激するかなど問題ではあるまい。霊樹で縛られるも死してなお使われるも同じならば、心ない人形と化すがうぬらのためであろう。
Both servants charge. As if in unspoken agreement, Saber and Archer race forward to cut down the cackling fiend. Two-bladed gusts descend upon Caster. The result was obvious from the start. Caster can't beat Saber. Even if Zokin pulls her strings, her disadvantage is still clear. Unscathed by Caster's magecraft, Saber finishes off her opponent for the second time. The dead servant's husk collapses. Saber stands over Caster's remains, observing her final moments. She makes absolutely sure that that Caster is gone, back from whence she came, so that her corpse will never be misused by a mortal mage.
Acha!
That's Tosaka's voice. I turn to see that Zokin has disappeared. He must have sacrificed Caster as a distraction to aid his escape. But no, he's still around. Saber saw it coming and was ready for Caster. Archer was never after Caster to begin with. He was focused on her puppeteer instead.
そこまでだ。
Without hesitation, he cleaves through Zokin's body. Zokin's upper body crumples to the ground.
なんと。
I hear a slithering sound. The old man, missing his body from the waist down, slithers along the ground, leaking some gruesome substance.
終わりだ、魔術師。過去からの経験でな、お前のような妖物は早めに処理することにしている。
Archer's short sword cuts upward in a second arc, and that'll finish Zokin. No matter how immortal he is, he'll die if you crush his head. He was already on the verge of death anyway. Without natural healing abilities like those of a servant, severe wounds hasten his death by the second. Archer goes in for a killing blow to make absolutely certain the mage is dead. No. He tries to, but he freezes in his tracks. Archer isn't the only one who senses it. Everybody here does. Tosaka and Saber, Archer and I. Even the dying Zokin trembles in astonishment at its sudden presence. The park becomes inky black. The damp air freezes over instantly. Even my pounding heart begins to slow. Something bad is nearby. I have to run. I can't be around it. My body understands this even better than my brain, but it rejects my commands to flee. It knows that running is futile. It rules out escape as an option because there's no getting away once you run into that thing. What do we have coming up here? I tremble. My paralyzed neck begins to move. My eyes track to the park entrance. There. Oh. Stands a shadow. That's our new enemy here. Our brand new, very, very interesting variable here. Space twists. I'd like to believe that I'm just hallucinating, that I'm losing my grip on reality due to extreme distress. What is this? Whatever that is, I've never seen anything like it. The shadow stands there, upright and ethereal. It seems light enough to be blown away by a breeze, but its gravity is more commanding than anything else here. It has no intellect, no reason. It isn't even a living creature. The black shadow stays where it is, piercing the night like a skyscraper. And for some reason, is this like, this has got to be some sort of connection to the Holy Grail, no? Maybe something that came from the previous war? I find the sight nostalgic.
Arien.
I hear a hoarse, wizened voice. The only person who manages to talk is the dying old man.
Arien. Arien. Arien.
He crawls away wailing. Zokenmato flees from Archer's sword and leaves the park as fast as he can. It isn't because he had stamina to spare. It's simple. His wholehearted fear of the sinister shadow was enough to whip his wasted carcass into action. Nobody can move. Tosaka and I tremble. Saber and Archer are frozen still as if mesmerized by something. It's a monster of the deep sea. In the completely stopped, silent world, only the shadow sways. And for the first time... Oh man, what is it doing? It shows signs of having a will. It has no eyes, no limbs, no body, and yet a shadow stretches out from its feet. It casts a long, long shade under the moonlight. Slowly, it turns to point at Tosaka, like a snake that just discovered prey. Tosaka can't move. She hasn't noticed the change in the shadow. Saber is too far. Archer starts running. The shadow stretches. Suddenly, and without warning, it covers dozens of meters.
Osaka, aburai!
I frantically shove her aside. I can't hear her voice. The instant I push Tosaka, something incomprehensible swallows me. I hear a splash and feel something crushing my body. So my hunch wasn't wrong. A torrent of liquid like having a dump truck emptied on me submerges me from head to toe. I'm in the deep ocean now. But it's hot. This is way too hot for seawater. It's boiling coal tar. It sticks to my skin, shutting me off from my basic life functions. Rather than being underwater, it's like... That last scene back there. That damn tunnel. I feel nauseous, repulsed. I feel nauseous, repulsed, nauseous, repulsed. No. The Holy Grail does some crazy things.
Emiya-kun?
At the voice, I open my eyes. My body feels hot. The nausea won't go away. My head feels woozy, and I can't even stand up on my own.
目が覚めた？大丈夫？私がわかる？
I feel someone slapping my cheeks.
わかる。こんな時に人を平手打ちすんのは間違いなく遠坂だ。
よかった。
I mean, he's got a point.
減らず口を言えるなら大丈夫ね。
I wasn't trying to be flippant. It's just how I feel.
バカ、何笑ってるのよ。言っとくけど、礼は言わないわよ。あんな真似は二度としないで。助けてもらった相手に死なれたら、借りを返すこともできなくなる。
What debt is there to repay now? I thought we were all good. She shoots me a glare. Even so, Tosaka has one hand supporting my back while the other is holding my hand as if to check my temperature.
遠坂、変なのはどうした？
消えたわ。エミヤくんが影の上に立って倒れたと思ったらもういなかった。あれ自身はあっちの方からやってきたみたいだけど。
Tosaka looks to the southern sky, no, the southwest, and grinds her teeth.
そうか。けど俺、随分と長く。
本当？あなたが私を突き飛ばしてから今まで10秒も経ってないわよ。その証拠に、ほら。
シロ。
Saber comes running.
またあなたは無茶な真似をして。
It's the Shirou way. We cover it in the other routes. especially the Fate route. Saber supports me on her shoulder and takes me from Tosuka.
離れなさい、アーチャーのマスター。それ以上我がマスターに近寄るのなら敵対行為とみなします。
何？もしかして私も敵？
I guess we didn't really explain the truce, huh?
当然でしょう。あなたはマスターであり、アーチャーを連れている。何のつもりでシローがあなたをかばったかは知りませんが、みすみす我が主に近づかせることはできない。
Saber glares at Tosuka. Oh no, come to think of it, I never updated Saber on the situation.
いや、違うんだ、セイバー。遠坂とは今休戦中で、キャスターを倒すまで。
シロー、しっかり気を落ち着けて。
Yeah, the contrast is getting worse.
だから、遠坂は敵じゃない。そういう約束なんだ。
わかりました。あなたがそう言うのなら彼女とは争いません。ですから。
悪い。正直、もう喋れ。
I desperately cling to consciousness as my mind strains under chills and nausea. I can pass out once I get home. Until then, I need to keep my mind together at least.
助かったか。ま、本体に触れたわけでもなし、実体のあるものなら起こりを移された程度だろう。
That is definitely Holy Grail sounding, or at least the curses that spilled out from that whatever you want to call it, that we saw back in the Fate and Unlimited Blade Works routes. So, like it's like whenever Reen was walking through the all that shit, you know, in Unlimited Blade Works, she was able to kind of like shield off a lot of it, but it was very dangerous. And then in the Fate route, whenever Shirou was fighting Kodomine, like as that shit was touching him, it was fucking with them pretty bad. Archer comes over. His expression is neutral, even though he let Zoken escape. He's the calmest one here.
アーチャー、あなたは今の影が何者か知っているのですか？
さてな。だが、これで一つはっきりした。キャスターなき後、町の人間から魔力を吸い上げているのは今の影だろうよ。
So I think I was right. I think I predicted something like that, where, you know, whatever or whoever, you know, was able to kill Caster, basically just kind of like got rid of her and like took her spot. That's why everything is still kind of like set up over there. Lancer even pointed that out. Archer sounds indifferent. Then he directs his attention to me on the ground.
どうやら支援を優先できる状況ではなくなったようだ。そうだろ、エミヤシロ。あれが何であるかはお前の直感が正しい。サーバントとして召喚されたというのに、結局はあれの相手をさせられるというわけだ。
No, of course you'd know what we have going on here, Archer. I mean, if Shirou does, then of course you do.
あなたは一体。
そうか。君はまだ守護者ではなかったな。では、あの手の類と対峙したことはなかろう。
The Red Knight leaves, beckoning Tosuka to go with him. But before he does...
いや、そう悲観したものではないか。まだことは起きていない。後始末にとどまるか、その前に型をつけるのか。今回は摘み取れる可能性がまだ残されているのだから。
What the fuck does that even mean, Kobe Bryant? He murmurs, gazing up at the stars. What a crazy night this has been. Very much a crazy night, Jesus. It's just a struggle to get back to our room. But hey, we're not dead. So plus side on that, and we got to see a little bit of our brand new enemy here. But we'll wrap it up on that note. I'm pretty sure we're like done with the day anyways. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure we're moving on to day number 8. February 7th. So yeehaw on that. But I think I've been giving it more thought. I'm pretty sure, if you guys recall, like a year ago when this game came out, and there was like a locale issue or something. I think that was like the main issue. like things were being loaded in like the, fuckiest order. And I think like one of the first sprites you would see was that like shadowy creature thing that we just came across. Now that I've gotten a good look at it, I want to say that's it. I kind of remember seeing that shit like a year ago. I thought it was like some corrupted shit, but like no. Like corrupted is in like multiple sprites trying to fuse together corrupted. Because again, I never really got a good look. And now we finally got a good look of our enemy here, and I'm pretty sure that's that. I might go back and like I think August Hale has a video up about it. So as long as I don't get spoiled by that, I might have to ask him. So I'll probably hit him up after this. Just I'm out of curiosity, I want to see, or you guys can let me know. But yeah, crazy stuff. I want to say that this being is from the Holy Grail of the previous war, but why is it here now? I want to say that maybe, just maybe, the Matos have something to do with this. But then again, I'm not sure. There's a whole lot of questionable things going on here. But anyways, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.